Well, many women have broken through many barriers. There's still a need to attract more women and members of the LGBT community to join local fire departments, right? So joining us now to talk more about this, we're joined by Seattle Fire Chief Harold Scoggins and our good friend, Keila Hall from the Katie Hall Foundation. Thank you both for being here. First question, Chief. Nationwide, fewer than 4% of the nation's firefighters are women. How does Seattle stack up with that?
Well, we stack up a little bit better than that. We're about just below 8% of our population, of our 1,000 firefighters are women. So traditionally we have done better, but even over the last 20 years we've done better than that. So we feel we still have a lot of work to do. Well,
that's great though still. Now, Keila, you are always a champion of women.
Yes.
How are you involved with this, with the fire department?
Well, we met in Rotary, and I said, hey, we're having a Women on the Rise conference, and we want the fire department there. And we talked about it, and immediately Chief hooked us up with his team, his communications team.
Great.
And they'll be there recruiting cadets. They also will be there enjoying the night with everyone else, engaging in the conversation.
And it's a pretty incredible night, right? Tell us a little bit about what people they can expect if they're lucky enough to go to Women on the Rise.
Well, you know, actually, Eastern Washington just gave us tickets to give out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just yesterday. They joined us, 50 tickets to give out, mainly to girls or boys in high school or college. But what you can really expect is a really dynamic conversation happening with women leaders across our states. We have male allies such as Chief that joined as well. It's a premier networking hour. That's what it is.
And that's huge. And having a place where women can come and feel comfortable would be a great place to recruit. I mean, because what challenges do you face in recruiting women, Chief?
Well, the number one challenge is mindset. You know, many times people think they can't do something until they learn about it, then they realize it's something that they actually can do. So that's number one. But then right behind that is the qualifications and the skills and ability. You know, having the physical strength is very important, but you can get past that because we have so many programs that help with that.
Oh, I did in the years of reporting, the many years. I did a fire flashover training in a trailer. I was sore for days, Keila, because you're pulling the hose. And it takes a lot of physical exertion. But Chief, what advice could you give to women who maybe are thinking, this is the path I want to take, I want to be a firefighter?
Absolutely. Number one, find a mentor. You know, find a good, strong mentor who's going to invest the time in you to make sure that they keep building you up to prepare for this. And then following behind that, find local programs. Our cadet program is open right now. It opened in September. It's open till the end of the year. And that's where you can actually come inside the Seattle Fire Department, learn what it's about. King County Fire Chiefs also has an initiative where we're driving this home, and we've done a Future Women in EMS and Fire 2-day workshop. We did one in the spring. We have another one coming up in October. Renton Fire Department is hosting that one. So there's a lot of opportunities out there, but it starts with number one, connecting with a mentor.
Speaking of mentors, Keila, you're going to have a lot of people who are a lot of women mentors at the event. And we have to wrap it up now, but just give everyone kind of an idea of how they can find out more about Women on the Rise. Yeah,
you know, go to www.kdhallfoundation.org. We're still allowing people to come. Registration closed officially Monday with the Museum of Flight. We're going to have women there such as Chief Bess, Lisa Chin from Boys and Girls Club, even Cheryl Carlson, your news director.
Our news director, Cheryl,
first woman
going to be there.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that. I didn't know she was the first woman news director here.
She's first woman news director at King, and we are a television station that was founded by a woman. So it was very important and very special.
No, that's special to me. I didn't know that.
Oh, it's true. Dorothy Bullitt.
Oh, good to know. Wow. Well, this is going to be a great night, and thank you for having us. We really appreciate you helping us with this capacity building project.
Anything we can do, always. And you know what, Jordan, I got to say, I wish we could go because it's a great, great event. All right, so we're going to be right back. We've got much more to come, so stick around.